Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another action figure review. In this episode, we are taking a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins line. This is Zodac. And that's Zodac with a C, not a K. We'll get into the Zodac with a K maybe at some point in the future, but who knows. But this one is Zodac with a C, which is from the original vintage line. So you can see in the card art here, they've mirrored a lot of that original vintage line stuff, which is really great. If you've seen any of the previous videos, you'll know that the packaging is really nice. It's a nice callback to that original vintage line. New for 21, modern posing retro play. Nice card art, nice window packaging here for Zodac, Cosmic Enforcer. And we flip it over to the back side. We have some new artwork here. Let's see if we can get in here to see what's going on here. Really awesome looking stuff here. Lots of stuff going on. Very awesome looking though. We get a picture of the action features here. Fit laser pistol in his hand and twist into powerful battle positions. So he doesn't really get all that many action features, but that's okay. It's fine. Some of the rest of the figures in the line here. This is copyright 2020. And it actually came out in 2021, I guess, early. But yeah, it's cool looking packaging, cool looking figure, and we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it here. Normally I would cut these things off, but the last couple of these I've just been ripping the packaging open, so I'm going to continue with that. There is the comic that falls out. We lift the tray out and slide it to the side here, and then you can do whatever you want to with the packaging here. This is going back behind me for the time being. Zodac with the C comes with a couple of rubber bands here holding him on, so we're going to go ahead and slice those off. His accessories are taped in place, so we'll untape them, throw them down there, and lift Zodac out. Very cool. We'll get rid of these twisty tie things. Clear rubber bands. Toss this back to the side as well. And we get a look at everything. I guess we need to open this up too. They do a really good job of taping all this stuff, which makes it a little bit difficult to get into sometime. So we're going to try to slice it and unroll it and dump out the accessory. He just has one, his blaster pistol, so, but that's okay. It's Zodac. He's cool. We'll zoom in here real quick, so bear with me as I go zoom. That looks pretty decent. We can play with that anyways. Looks about right. Put that there. Shift this one in just a little bit. And we should be good to go here. So we have Zodac, the comic book, and the accessory. We'll go ahead and look at the comic real quick here. This is the same as some of the rest of the Wave figures have come with, the Dimensional Doom. I do like the artwork in here. I really like this particular comic because it starts with a big monster battle. And I like big monster battles. And then we get some more character development, a little bit of action, some features of some figures in the Wave. And on the back we get more pictures of the cool figures from the Wave. So, again, same comic as we've seen in previous ones. So you can go back and check those out if you would like to. And I guess we'll start here with the accessory first. He has just a standard blaster pistol here. Maybe not standard, but standard for him anyways. Pretty straightforward here. It's done in this like bright red, and I don't know how much of this is getting blown out color wise, but it is a nice red color. It matches his harness, which is nice. Does not quite match his helmet, which is a shame, but nitpicky at that point. But a little bit of detail, not a whole lot going on, but still pretty cool an interesting design. Yeah, it's a cool gun. It slips into his hand pretty easily, just like that, and it very much has that feel of the original vintage line laser pistol thing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. And I don't know if you can notice or not, and I just did, but they actually sculpted in those little grooves on the handle, so that is more than I expected, to be honest with you. But yeah, so there's his blaster pistol. Pretty cool. He doesn't have a holster for whatever reason, and I always thought he should have a holster. So, but we don't get a holster, so it's all right. All right, moving on to the figure here. Zodac himself, the Cosmic Enforcer, in the original vintage line, it was a little bit confusing as to whether or not he was supposed to be a good guy or a bad guy. I never really had a problem with that. I mean, he just was one of the guys, and he was good sometimes and bad sometimes when in my play patterns, as I recall. But I always thought he was a halfway interesting figure. I like the helmet a lot. The rest of the figure is kind of basic, so, you know, I never gave it a whole lot of thought. But looking at it here in the new plastic form, it's still halfway interesting. So I don't know. But let's go ahead and look at the articulation here. We do have the head that spins 360 degrees. And let's take a minute here, actually, just to look at some of the detail here in the helmet. I really like this sculpt. It is different from the Masters of the Universe Classics version, but still similar. A lot more similar than I was expecting, to be honest with you. But still, I actually really like this helmet. They put just enough details into this one to make it pop. More so than I think some of the rest of the figures. So it's got that going for it. Again, a few subtle variations from some of the other versions we've seen in the past, but really nice altogether. Very cool looking. His armor is pretty straightforward, pretty kind of blandish. Not a whole lot going on with it, but yeah. And he's got part of Beastman's body and part of Skeletor's body and all sorts of part swapping stuff going on here. But I do like the boots. They have these cool feet on it, and again, some nice detail going on in there. I like the white belt and the gray, and they did put some detail into that loincloth thing. But yeah, I mean, pretty good. Other than that, it's pretty much what we would expect. The sculpting is really nice on these things. They look really good. So anyways, back to articulation. The head does spin 360 degrees. We do have a little bit up and down motion, a little side to side motion, but as you can kind of see, he doesn't really seem to have much of a neck. And again, I think that's just because of the way that he fits on Beastman's body. It just, for whatever reason, the neck's just weird on it. So I don't know. It's a little weird when you first look at it, but after a minute or two, you really don't pay any attention to it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of over it. So standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints here. So all the way up there, he does still have that weird issue where the arms kind of fold inward, but it's not too bad. He is actually articulate a little bit further out, so that's nice. We got a standard I can't talk today. There's a swivel and a rocker right there at the elbow joint. Very cool. A swivel, get the focus here, swivel and a rocker at the wrist. Very nice as well. Again, we get that cool detail from the Skeletor fin arm things and the claws. That, I don't know if you can actually see that too well or not, but they actually can see his nail claw things poking out there. So that's pretty cool. Standard twist at the waist. It does twist all the way around. They don't have the action punch where you do wow, so you got to do that yourself. But still, very cool. Standard ball and I guess just T-hook balls at the waist and thighs. He moves forward that much with his leg. He moves backward. Let me get this turned around here. About that much, and you can always kind of adjust that to get them to go a little bit better. This one's a little bit loose, to be honest with you, everywhere. I don't think it's not really loose, but it feels looser than some of the rest of the figures I've had in the past from the Origins line. So it's really not that big of a deal, but again, he just feels a little looser. I don't know. So we do have a ball and swivel joint here at the knee. We also have that somewhat weird knee joint. But to be honest with you, I guess I've seen it enough now that it really doesn't bother me anymore. But it's still there. We do have the top of the boot swivel. We've got the swivel and the rocker at the ankle. We do have pegs on the bottom of his feet, so that is always cool. And he does still have the same interchangeable parts here, so you pull the head off. He does have the neck there, but for whatever reason, I guess the helmet's maybe bigger on this guy. So if you like loosely put it on there, it fits a lot better, but if you sink it all the way down until it snaps, it definitely has that short neck vibe. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is just barely putting it on there, and then he looks normal. So problem solved. Not really, but close enough. Arms pop off pretty easily, so I guess that's mostly because it does have that loose feel, but these parts pop out very easily. You can also pop them apart here at the waist, I think. Yeah. And his head fell off because I didn't put it on there. But there you go. That pops off. So same interchangeability for all the parts as before. And for the time being, I'm going to snap that back on there. But, yeah, if you're displaying it or whatever you want to do, just kind of halfway pull the head off there and get it to just sit. And it looks a whole lot better. So, yeah, armor-wise, same kind of deal as all the rest of the armor here. It comes off very easily. This one is pretty loose here. You can definitely tighten it up a little bit more. There's another notch there to go. But not that big a deal. I kind of like it a little bit loose fitting on this guy. So, it is what it is. But honestly, it's a cool looking figure here. By itself, it stands out as, and a unique figure, even though it pretty much shares parts with everybody and is, I guess, a budget-friendly new figure, new character, but he's got a lot going for him, so I'm really digging this figure. I really like the 2003 2000X version. I don't know if we'll ever see that in the Origins line, but this is a good substitute. I mean, it doesn't have quite all the cool gimmicky stuff going on as that version, but it definitely has a lot of cool stuff here. It's a great representation of kind of that original vintage line figure. It works great in the line. I like the red. My only real problem, I think, other than the neck issue here, is that I would like to see the color of the helmet match the color of his armor. It's close, but it's still off. Whatever. It's still a cool figure. You may still be able to get this in stores. The distribution on these things has been just crazy, and who knows if it's going to be out there anymore. But it's a nice, good figure to include in your collection, I think. If you're a fan of Zodac, the character, it's going to be obvious you're wanting to pick it up. If you're just looking for another figure, I think this one fits in really well with the theme of the Masters of the Universe. So I don't think you'll be disappointed with it. So if you can, go ahead and pick it up, because it is pretty cool. Well, that's all the time we have for today, so thanks for watching as always. I appreciate you dropping by, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, whatever it is. This one usually goes about 20 minutes on these reviews, but you know, most people will only stay around for 5 or 6, so I don't know if you fast forward through it or what, but I appreciate you dropping by regardless. So thanks. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for more awesome videos coming down the pipeline. Drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think of Zodac with a C. How does he fit into your Masters of the Universe Origins collection? What would you like to see done differently maybe with the character? Yeah, whatever. Leave a comment. Let me know. I guess that's it. So until next time,